Hey, Wellies. Welcome back to the second episode of The Wellie. This episode, we're going to be talking about the most recent updates. Oh my God. And then we're going to focus a little bit on Nursey Dex for the rest of the episode. We're going to talk about the ship Nursey Dex. We're going to sort Nursey and Dex into Hogwarts houses. Then we're going to talk about families, headcanons for Nursey and Dex. And then we're going to do some Fic Recs, a little, real hockey update. And we're also going to talk about a really delicious and vaguely dangerous recipe. So that's our lineup for today. And we hope you enjoy it.
So I'm Kirsten, and to reintroduce myself, my favorite character is Lardo, and my favorite color is green.
Hey team, I'm Elly, and my favorite character is probably a tie between Kent Parson and Biddy, and my favorite color is still baby pink.
Hey guys, I'm Steph. My favorite character is also Lardo, and my favorite color is ocean blue.
Hey team, Ondine here. My favorite character is definitely Kent Parson, and my favorite color is grass green.
And we are your Wellie team right here for you. So, in the last month since we last recorded, we've gotten 3 fantastic new updates with lots of information and images and thoughts. So overwhelming. So we're going to take a moment and talk through the updates and how they made us feel. So do we want to start with home opener?
Yes, definitely. Yes. Fry Guy, all the way.
Fry Guy, yes.
Fry Guy forever, oh my lord.
That entire update, though, I just died.
There you go, number 15.
I died at that point. Jack and Shitty are literal dads. I love it.
They so are the biggest nerds, and Biddy is so right. He's like, I pity whoever sits next to these fools, and he is completely right. I just feel for that poor Fry Guy getting hit in the head by their flying fries.
I just love the face he makes so much.
It just makes me think that on Samuel campus, this must be a common occurrence. Just the hockey team are the banes of everyone's existence. That's my headcanon.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure that's canon.
Oh yeah, the Lax Bros don't hate them because the Lax Bros are evil. The Lax Bros hate them because they're such goddamn messes.
I like the extra where Ransom is having a panic attack and Holster is like, don't touch him, he's a coral reef, which is one of my favorite things ever. And Jack has to go apologize. Hi, I'm Jack. I'm the captain of the hockey team. We're really sorry we threw a pie at you.
I feel like he has to do that a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And since he's Jack, he probably sounds like he's pre-recorded it and is just repeating the same thing in the same voice.
I feel like there has to be a limit of how many hockey gentlemen can be in the library at one time. Like how you can't let a certain amount of people of one group in. I feel like if you have more than 4 people, you have to leave.
Or be split up in different floors or something.
Yes.
Nursey and Dex definitely can't be in the library at the same time.
There's a really great fan fiction that details exactly why not.
Listen, are you already going to my Fic Rec? Because that is that.
I think there are several in which they're in the library because hashtag college setting. So home opener, I mean, obviously the highlight is Fry Guy. How much did you love seeing everyone besides Nursey in Falconer's uniforms? So precious.
Why do we think that Nursey wasn't in a Falconer's uniform?
I read something on Tumblr that said that he had bought one and then given it to Dex.
Yes. That's what I was going to say. That's the one that I saw. I don't know who did that, but whoever did, they're brilliant.
A+ to unnamed Tumblr. We apologize for, we're giving your idea some props, so.
I feel like it was either that or it was the other Tumblr headcanon with Biddy with his mom bag where he just already managed to spill something all over his uniform. And he had to change.
That's true.
Nursey got food on his shirt or I don't know, knocked someone's Gatorade over or...
He probably tripped and literally fell into Dex's lap where there was French fries and ketchup.
Aww. That's
Ew.
fantastic.
That's an ew. That's not an aw.
Everything about Dex and Nursey makes me go, aww. Okay, I have to say this. Steph, in our last episode, you gave us this incredibly deep information about the color scheme. And in Home Opener, there's that image of Biddy and Jack giving each other a fist bump. And just as you said, you psychic, magical human being, the background is yellow and Jack is wearing blue.
Oh, yes. You mean the gay, happy aura?
Yes. the fist bump of love.
Yes, I love it so much. One of my favorite things about this update, though, is that we finally found out Tango's first name. It's Tony. And I love that so much.
It's so precious.
Yeah.
I may or may not have started singing like West Side Story at my computer. Tony. Now I need to write an AU where he and like, I don't know, maybe Whiskey are doing a production of West Side Story.
Oh my goodness.
They're trying to dissuade him from from seeing a lax guy. Like, a boy like that will kill your brother.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my god.
Write it. Someone write it right now. Please.
Yeah.
I don't know. I immediately thought Tony Stark, but I'm Marvel trash. So
Oh, I'm such Marvel trash. The last thing about Home Opener was Snowy's eyeliner everywhere.
the eyeliner game is so strong. He is beautiful.
I sincerely wish my eyeliner game was that strong.
Like actual gold right there.
Right?
Yeah,
I
I
think-
can't do eyeliner that well.
Can we
I
call
mean-
that squad goals, Wellies? I mean,
Yeah.
one of our goals as a podcast is to have eyeliner as fleek as Snowy's. I want to add that to our blog.
Yeah. Also, I mean, I'm pretty sure that the new profusion of Snowy Parsfix is entirely based on the eyeliner. Like, there are no more there's no more potato. It's all Snowy Pars because eyeliner. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I do like the eyeliner.
You know, Kent Parson, our spiky pineapple child, absolutely is into eyeliner. Absolutely he is.
Oh yeah. He stole his sister's eyeliner when he was a kid.
Okay, so other feelings about Home Opener.
Biddy checked someone. I'm just throwing that out there.
So
Biddy poked someone.
Yes, but it is progress.
it's technically a check. Anything you do to someone in possession of the puck to try to stop them from having that possession, besides using your stick to get at the puck, is technically a check, right?
Nice.
You learn something
yes.
new every day.
See, sometimes you Google things, and that's how I learned all the rules to football, yeah? I mean, you have to do these things. Okay, we're proud of Biddy. He checked someone. And we see exactly how proud Jack is for his checking in the After Kegster, which is the next update we got on that Friday. Was it Friday night?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was Friday night. We got the...
That was the best.
Oh my god.
That was my favorite update.
Just an entire emotional roller coaster. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, let me say one thing. Jack is so handsy. Oh my goodness.
He so is. He cannot keep his hands off of Eric Richard Biddle, and it is adorable.
The Better Biddy Booty Bureau paid off for sure.
Okay, I saw that one and I
Yes.
was like, Steph is going to be so excited because last time she was talking about how everybody was talking about when are they going to touch each other's butts. Well, now we know.
And the shorts appeared, the blue shorts.
Yes. That's actually my favorite thing, the short. Yeah, I wrote a whole thing about
You need to
about
read
the
it.
shorts.
It's filthy, and it's
Listen.
beautiful.
His shorts are there, his flashcards are there, everything is there.
Oh, it's so... That's the next update. We're going to get there.
Yeah.
My favorite, I think, is Biddy telling Jack everything in the world, including the fact that our darling Whiskey has been hanging out with the Lax boys. Jack being just like, no, so many words, and he kisses him. Like, oh, you've wanted to do that for so long, haven't you?
I was going to say I love the sign in that that same panel where it's, SMH hockey players only plus farmer.
Yes.
That was so cute. I died. Oh my goodness.
You
I
can
love
tell
Caitlin.
it's Chowder. It's so precious.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I
And
love
Kate.
her so much.
I am firmly convinced that Chowder is like the best boyfriend ever, too. Like, I just feel like he is all about making her happy, and
for
it's
sure.
amazing.
Oh, totally. He's like the boyfriend that goes to the county fair with you and wins the giant stuffed animal and then carries it around for you, too.
You mean the giant shark? Because what else would it be?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Because he already has one. He doesn't need a second one. So there you go.
And then their sharks can get married. Yay!
Oh my goodness.
I've always been so curious where he got his shark, too, because, like, I bought one of those IKEA sharks when they were a thing. And I've always wondered if his is an IKEA shark. That's totally random, but...
What I want to know is, has he always had the shark? Or, because how did he get it from, he's from San Jose, right? And how, did you fly it across country? Did you get a plane seat for it? How did you get this shark?
That was his carry-on, probably. Like, he just had a wallet and a phone, and then the shark.
No, he definitely bought a whole plane ticket just for the shark. Just strapped him in and everything.
I want to know what the shark's name is. I want I want to write an entire fic about the stuffed animals in OMGCP. I want Chowder Shark and Monsieur Lapin and Senor Bunny.
But they have to get together.
Right. Oh, clearly.
And Senior Buddy.
So.
Oh my gosh. The shark's name is Jose because San Jose.
Nice.
Okay. How about we move on to update 2?
Shitty, you heteronormative butt. What is this nonsense? Okay, so many things about this. The first of which is assuming that Jack has a girlfriend. The second of which is, Shitty, you know Jack better than almost anybody else. And you know that he is shy. You know that he has anxiety. And if you're trying to get Jack to tell you a secret, the way to do it is not to yell about it at a kegster. What?
Yeah, I think he was just so drunk he wasn't even thinking. But the biggest revelation of that section is that Jack wasn't one of 5 people who came out to him within a week when he was a sophomore? I mean, I guess he's bi, he might be bi, and he did come out to Shitty, and Shitty's just being a complete heteronormative jerk, but I was really shocked.
And Biddy's little face in that panel, just so... I think it must be the first time that he's heard Jack deny it. And he maybe didn't realize how that was going to feel and how much it was going to hurt, even though he knew that was how it was going to be. And being in the closet just sucks so hard. And I'm like, I feel for you, Bits. I do.
I have no experience with that. What you're talking about.
I do appreciate how Jack did correct himself because he's like, I'm not dating. And then he goes, I don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that'll probably be his line is, I don't have a girlfriend, until someone point blank asks him if he has a boyfriend.
Can we talk about how Shitty said, you don't have any other friends? Shades of Kent Parson when, like, on his worst day. And nobody said anything about this. I was really surprised that nobody said anything about, like, that particular phrase. Because I didn't see anything on Tumblr about it. We're just like, oh, look, they're making out.
Yeah, I think that part is Shitty projecting. Because I think that Shitty's really lonely. And we know that Jack has made friends with his teammates and is cordial with them at least. And, you know, it seems like his relationship to Tater is good. And it's Marty he's speaking in French with, right? Before the start of the game. Mm-hmm. And they seem to have a good relationship. You know, Jack's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like how that sentence should have gone was, you know, no, Shitty, you can't sleep over on Thursday because I'm having a friend over, comma, I don't have any other friends, not you don't have any other friends. Like, I feel like Shitty feels really alone, and you kind of see that in the first panel that he's at talking about law school, where it's just him being super alienated from, like, everyone else. That he's being a huge dick about it. I mean, I don't apologize. He's being a huge dick, but still.
Well, yeah, I mean, I forgive him, but, like, still.
Right.
Just thank God for Lardo. I love her.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Lardo
God.
saves the day as always.
So good. And her hair is on point.
Oh gosh, it's so good. Well done, Lardo.
I've been debating cutting my hair like that. Or not like that, her first haircut, and growing it out like Lardo for like the longest time.
Steph.
I'm just
Make
so paranoid that it's not going to look good. Like my face is going to be too fat or something.
Ugh,
Yeah.
No. We reject that. We want you to do it.
I shaved
Go
the side
for
of my
it.
head last year, and it was the best decision I've ever made in my life. Like, it's not like that anymore, but I loved that haircut, and you should totally get one.
Yeah, I want to do the haircut where she's first introduced, when it's like a little more like spikier in the
Gotcha.
front, and then grow it out like she does.
Okay, nice.
When she first gets the chop.
Yeah.
I want to get the Samwell chop.
I love her and Biddy with matching haircuts. I love the idea that like Biddy and Lardo dress up together and like go out together. Oh, such a good headcanon.
Definitely like besties.
So precious.
Wasn't the year that Lardo got the chop her sophomore year, I want to say?
Yes.
Okay, that's actually perfect because I'm about to go like in the fall into my sophomore year.
Let's talk about PB&J, which I was super sad to find out wasn't about Jack and Biddy and Parse.
Having a threesome. Yeah.
That would have been ideal, but that wasn't the case. It was about sandwiches, so...
But it was still super adorable, so can't really complain about it.
So Undine and I were Skyping at the time that this came out, and we read it together. And at first, we were both a little disappointed because obviously at the end of Afterkegster, it's clear Jack has sent that text that says, we have to talk. And, you know, Ransom and Holster are saying all of this stuff, and it's clear that they have to have a conversation. And then this episode comes on, and there's no resolution to that. Right. So we were both a little bit disappointed until we started going through this update with a microscope and found all kinds of precious things, like what the fandom has dubbed Monsieur Lapin on Jack's counter, and saw Biddy's flashcards and so many good little details in this update that it just made me fall in love with it.
Really, the most precious thing is Jack's ass in the first panel, but like, you know, that's clear.
I just love the art so much. I fall in love with Ngozi's art more and more each update. It's so good.
And this is I think it must have been a particularly challenging update to draw because there's so much motion and violence as opposed to most of our other updates with people, you know, talking to each other. But seeing Jack get bashed around like that, it's just...
I'm so glad he was okay, though. I'm not ready for too much angst.
Yeah, it's nice that this comic is not like doom and gloom, and it's a nice change from most of the stuff that most of us read or watch. So,
well, and you can find 1,000 essays about bi/pansexual as I am. It's so hard to find stories about queer folk that don't end in death, sadness, or and just watching Jack and Biddy have a healthy, happy relationship. It's so novel and beautiful. It just makes me want to cry some days. It's fantastic. It's just so uplifting and so wonderful.
Yeah, it's such a common trope that there are little listicles all over the internet of, you know, the top 17 lesbian movies where nobody dies. Was one I was reading the other day. And it's...
That shouldn't have to be your criteria, right?
Right,
Like,
that shouldn't have to be the criteria for how good a movie is, like whether or not they kill off the main character or like maybe they get to live and not be miserable.
Yeah, didn't that happen recently with Orange is the New Black? I don't watch it, but I heard that happened.
Yeah.
In the newest season.
Yeah, and it just
kind of messed up.
Keeps happening. It's a really difficult thing to watch, and there's so many reasons to love Check Please, but right now, this most recent update was so uplifting as a queer person reading it to feel, you know, Jack has gotten hit in the face with a hockey puck and bashed around, and we don't even know if he won his game, but he gets home and he's happier than we've...
That's the important thing.
Right. And he's home and he's happier than we've ever seen him in this comic.
Well, that's because he's high.
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
He's really high. Look at his face when he's looking at the note.
It's like, Biddle, this is great. This is just little notes. Thanks.
Oh, yes, we talked about him calling shitty.
Oh my god, we did.
We never wrote that.
Ah!
So we had a conversation about what would happen if Jack got off the phone with Biddy and then called shitty and told him about what happened. And how Jack might actually come out to shitty and be like, yeah, Biddy and I are dating, and not actually say that.
Right. So he would be talking about something, and then Jack would say, Biddle's great, right? And Shitty would say, yeah, Biddy's really great. And Jack would say, yeah, good, I'm glad you understand. And Shitty would be like, yep, Biddy's great. Bits is the best. And Jack would be like, yes.
Right? I know.
Yes.
Man, Biddy.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm glad you get it. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Shits is like, oh, yes? And then Jack texts Biddy that he just came out to shitty. Because he's high as a precious Zimmerman kite.
Dude, real question though. Would they give him any pain relievers? With his past history of addiction?
There is a post, I'm trying to find it right now. There's a post about how he wouldn't take any because he's been in rehab before and stuff. So
yeah, but if it were just anxiety, I mean,
but there's also relapse.
The clinic and what, because we assume that he overdosed on benzodiazepine. That's the theory, is that it was some sort of maybe Xanax, something like that. But no matter what your addiction is, they usually are pretty careful giving you drugs to take home. But they wouldn't have probably had a problem giving him an injection or giving him drugs while he was there, but just probably not drugs to take home.
They also might have had presumably the team doctor in charge of his care. So I assume they can dole out a pill at a time if they needed to.
Yeah, I imagine that sort of thing is in his contract for injuries. They could have also put him on high doses of acetaminophen, potentially.
Right.
Although that wouldn't make you high as a precious Zimmerman kite, but
no.
I just like the idea of Jack calling shitty. Slightly doped up on painkillers. And raving about how great Biddy is, and Shitty being like, yep, yeah, we've got a great team, man. All right, so anything else about this update that we want to talk about?
The notes are the best.
The notes.
At the end. Okay, why are there only 9 of them?
They're only for games, right?
Yeah, I think they're only for games. And then there's only a certain amount of home games, too.
Right.
So they probably only come with, hockey isn't like baseball where they play 7,562 games a year. Anyway, no, hockey players do play, I don't remember, what is it, 40 games a year, 38 games a year, 80 games a year? Okay, we have to agree the notes are adorable, and I love that he draws bunnies on them.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, the other thing that we forgot, and I would be remiss if I let us go on without it, Jack's open shirt in those last 2 panels.
Yeah.
You're right. That's
out
really important.
Yes, I think that we would be disowned by our fellow Wellies if we didn't at least talk briefly about Jack's chest hair and open shirt, which is a gift to us from Ngozi. We're endlessly grateful.
We are blessed.
Truly, yes.
Hashtag blessed.
Who are you, Ken Parson?
Yes. You want me to get my cats in here? Yes.
Yes.
Oh, another thing I wanted to talk about for the last update, the Afterkexter, I guess there is a lot of confusion as to if Shitty and Lardo were okay because there was no word about them after graduation. And some people like me were freaking out and coming up with headcanons of how their friendship kind of dissolved and how they're having emotional angst and stuff because I love Shitty and Lardo. They're my favorite ship, but they're okay apparently because they're standing next to each other and they're all good now, and it makes me a little bit calmed down. So I'm happy.
Shitty and Lardo are so sweet, and also Lardo is there to bring Shitty back in line because Lardo knows what Shitty said was wildly inappropriate. So she's like, dude, no, you've had too much to drink. And then we all say, thank you, Lardo. You are in charge, and this is why.
Exactly.
Yes, I wrote a long post about that because, like, I feel like that's just Lardo's job. She's team manager, but she's also, like, people manager outside of hockey, too. And I love that.
Right, when Biddy's not there to be the mom, Lardo is there to be the dad.
Yes.
Definitely.
And I think that's how she'd want it. Yeah, she'd want to be the dad.
I
I
agree.
strive to be Lardo in every single way. I'm like already partially there. I'm like 5'3". I'm an art student. I have dark hair.
Steph, you are on your way.
You have to get the chop now. It's just that's how this has to go.
You have to.
Dude, I saw a purple beanie when I was shopping the other day. I was so tempted to get it.
Oh, man.
And I have overalls too. I wear overalls. It's a thing.
All right, Wellies, I want to start the following hashtag. It's Steph Gets the Chop. I want this to
Yes.
blow up.
Yeah.
Now you have to, Steph.
Are we
No,
gonna
yeah.
have like a?
Hashtag Steph
Like-
Gets the Chop.
Are we gonna have a certain amount of like hashtags we get typed out until I get it or something?
Ah!
Like an
Yes.
ultimatum. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
If we get 100 hashtags of that, then Steph Gets the Chop.
That is too low. No, I'm so nervous, guys. No.
That's not too low.
No.
I was going to say like 25.
No, that is ridiculous. No.
We only have, quote unquote, only 458 followers. So a full, almost 20% of our followers would have to re-hashtag. So
But it's so scary. I've had long hair forever.
embrace
so
your
freeing.
inner Lardo. You could do the haircut she has now first. Like, do the side shave, yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be even more extreme, though.
I wake up, my shoulder's cold. I've got to leave here before I go.
So we're gonna move forward and talk about these two beautiful frogs, Derek Malik Nurse and William J. Poindexter, Dex and Nursey. So let's first, I want to know, do we ship it? Is this a thing that we ship?
Yes. This
Yeah.
is my second favorite ship right behind Shitty and Lardo. It's like really close, too. I love them so much. And Dex is my second favorite character.
Dex is so precious, our precious Dexling. I also ship them because
I love that. I love that you call him Dexling. It's the greatest.
he's so precious. I can't help it. I love that panel where he's yelling about Nurse and Biddy's in the computer lab with him. And he's so upset that he ruins his homework. And Biddy says, "Is your homework supposed to be making that noise?"
That is the funniest thing. And because I relate so hard because I've had to take computer science classes before. That is the realest thing.
Fatal error. The screen is all red. Oh, so
That's
funny.
honestly me every time I try to do computer science homework because it's hard and impossible.
Aw. Okay, the thing about Dex and Nursey for me that I want to know, and they're not main characters, they're background characters. You know, we have this whole panel or whole update about their conflict, and we sort of established that they've got this privilege problem where Nursey's economic privilege and Dex's white privilege, and potentially Dex's perceived straight privilege, because I can't remember if Nursey is canonically pan or if we've just headcanoned that he's pan so much that now he's pan. Anybody know that for sure?
I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
you
it's just a really popular headcanon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although Ngozi's really pretty hooked into what the fans are doing. So I feel like this is the fandom where if you have a really strong fanon feeling about something, there's a pretty good chance that if she likes it, it's going to become canon.
which I love. I think I'm almost positive that's how Whiskey ended up hanging out with the Lax Bros. So we did have a request to talk specifically about something with Dex and Nursey, and that was their families. So we know nothing canonically about Dex and Nursey's families except for that Nurse's lives in a brownstone in Uptown, and Dex's live in Maine, and his uncle has a lobster boat. That's all we know canonically, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I said, do we know if Nurse lives on the Upper East Side or Upper West Side?
Let me look at that episode because
He's from where Shitty is. I think it's Andover or something like that.
No, he went to Andover, but
Andover's
he's
a
from
boarding
Manhattan.
school.
Okay.
Let's see. Dex says, Biddy, I had to work on my uncle's lobster boat for 3 summers to pay for my hockey equipment, and Nurse lives in a brownstone in Uptown. That's what it doesn't say anything more than that. That's what.
According to the wiki, Uptown Manhattan is all of the information that I got.
I'm from Brooklyn, but I used to live on the Upper West Side. So it's very different from the Upper East Side. It really is. But, I mean, it's still, like, kind of rich areas for the most part. So
Is this a Great Gatsby experience with, like, East Egg and West Egg?
No, it's just that the West Side is really Jewish and a little more liberal, and the East Side is kind of old money.
Fancy. That would be interesting to find out where he's from and what's going on with that exactly.
Probably the East Side, because the East Side is like the Gossip Girl experience, and I think Nurse totally had the Gossip Girl experience.
I believe that. So what are our headcanons about Dex's family? The prevailing fan theory seems to be that Dex comes from an enormous red-headed Catholic family. But that, of course, is a fan headcanon. So what are our personal headcanons, teammates?
I picture him with a large family. I also definitely picture him as a middle child. So, like, younger sisters and older brothers and sisters, because he just really has that middle child thing going on.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
Yeah, I headcanon him as a middle.
I don't know how many siblings he would have, but I can see him mainly having sisters. I love the idea of him having at least one older sister and then like 2 or 3 younger sisters.
Yeah, I think I wrote it in one of my fics somewhere that I decided Dex had 2 older siblings and like 4 younger siblings for a total of 7 Poindexters, which is a lot of children.
I mean, but also they're Catholic.
Yes, a lot of Catholic folk where I'm from don't have big families. I don't know if that's more common other places in the country, but it's most folks here are either Catholic or Lutheran, and everybody seems to have a 1 to 3 kids is pretty much the norm, whichever religion you subscribe to, or if you don't subscribe to one.
I mean, I guess I headcanon them as fairly conservative because of how repressed Dex seems. So I always assumed that he had, like, 6, 7, 8 siblings. Just an enormous number.
And just no privacy ever. That's what I assume.
Never, ever.
Oh, yeah, for sure, no. Like, his little sisters run in his room all the time and all that stuff. I definitely headcanon conservative. I don't think I can headcanon his family as Catholic, though. That's just me, though.
This is the beautiful thing about headcanons. So, yeah, I definitely picture him as a middle child with no privacy and definitely a ton of sisters. I just, for whatever reason, can't picture Dex as one of 7 boys. I feel like he's surrounded by lady folks. For whatever reason, I feel he maybe has 1 brother, but maybe the tiniest one is a brother.
Or the oldest one who's like 10 years older.
Right, or something like that. He doesn't have a brother who's close to his age. That's my headcanon.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Just tons of fantastically ginger sisters.
Like tiny little ginger sisters who every time he goes home, his nails get painted and they put makeup on him and he's just like
so pretty.
Yeah, and he's just sort of like, oh, okay.
Oh my God. And then he like forgets he's wearing all of that and Snapchats Nurse.
Oh my God.
Nurse.
Oh my God.
He definitely knows how to braid hair. All the types of braids.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Oh, totally.
You know, or I know a family where there's only one of the kids is super ginger and the rest of them are blondies. I can totally picture Dex being the only redhead in his family.
I think I've seen a post about that, and I love that so much.
The literal redheaded stepchild.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
No. No. Oh, Dexling. He just needs so much more love than he's receiving. That's my headcanon about Dex.
Yeah.
At least so much more love than he thinks he's receiving.
Yes. Truth. Okay, let's talk the Nurse family. So the prevailing headcanon is that Nursey has moms. And there's even a headcanon that Nursey has 4 moms, which is one of my personal favorites. But I have never read a headcanon where Nursey has any siblings. So I think that's really interesting.
He would not be so chill if he had siblings. He just wouldn't be.
Well, my question is, I'm pretty sure Andover is a boarding school. So even if he did have siblings, it's possible he didn't grow up with them. Especially if he went away pretty young and they had a few years between them. He might not have spent hardly any time at all with his siblings.
Yeah, if he does have siblings, I can't see any of them being close to his age.
Andover is actually only a high school, or at least the boarding part is certainly only a high school. I don't know if there's any younger grades, but he couldn't have gone to Andover any younger than high school.
He could have gone to a different boarding school, theoretically.
I guess we have a lot to say about this.
Yep, we're really dedicated to. Steph, what's your theory?
I don't know. I haven't thought about Nursey as much as Dex. I do like the 2 moms thing. I like that a lot. How his family is like super liberal in contrast to Dex's conservative family.
Yeah, see, in my case, Nursey reminds me a lot of me. So, like, I had canon him similar to me, which is only child, and 2 parents who, like, are super nice and super chill, but probably aren't around a whole lot. Because, like, he has this vibe to him of, like, going with the flow and doing his own thing, and I feel like he's probably left alone a lot. I don't know.
I also had canon Nursey being left alone a lot, and it makes me want to cry a lot. Nerds!
I kind of like the combination of the 2 moms and the being left alone a lot. Like, that his moms have, some sort of like very important, super liberal gay agenda lobbyist positions or something.
Yes, the literal gay agenda.
So they're in DC all the time being lobbyists for queer rights or whatever. And
Gosh.
His parents are lovely and sweet and caring. Like, I don't like the headcanon where his parents like don't love him, especially not if it's 2 moms, because I'm like, why would you love your child and then not see the child?
Yeah, I like the headcanon that Nursey... okay, this is sad, but it reminds me a little bit of kids in orphanages learn not to cry because they don't get responses a lot of the time. And so I sort of apply that to Nurse, where he's like, bad stuff is going to happen, and I'm just never going to react to any of it. Literally nothing bothers me ever, he says to Biddy. And Biddy, of course, is like, really?
Sounds fake, but okay.
Well, he's got this look on his face like, literally ever.
Well, they've done a lot of studies on how children act when they aren't really socialized as babies or very, very young children. In particular, I know they did a pretty famous study in Romanian orphanages, and it really, pardon my French, but it really fucks you up for life.
There's a lot of really excellent research on attachment disorders.
Yeah.
If you wellies out there want to get really depressed, Go ahead and go research attachment disorders.
Or go on YouTube and find one of the multiple documentaries about Romanian orphanages, and then you'll just cry for the rest of the night.
And then go read Check Please, because it'll make you feel better. Hopefully. We hope. Okay, this is not related to Nursey's family, but I'm looking at this panel right now of Nursey telling Biddy that literally nothing bothers me ever. And he's got this orange leaf on his hat.
The leaf, yeah.
And I just remembered that after the Epicegster, he still has a leaf on his hat.
He's a mess.
He's such a disaster child.
He's just really chill, okay? Like, don't judge.
Except for when he's clumsy, which is my favorite thing about him. Oh my gosh, that's such a good character trait.
I bet he just fell into that pile of leaves and was like, well, I might as well stay here.
Exactly. I love it.
This is my home now.
Either that or, like, I totally headcanon him as one of those people that's, like, so hipster that every movement he makes is really well thought out. So he's, like, angling himself at just the right way and being like, how can I look as pretentiously disheveled as humanly possible?
Well, he's sitting there like, draw me like one of your French girls, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my gosh. Someone needs to draw that.
Look at the book. It's tiny. He's reading
A pamphlet.
Okay. No, he's reading a poetry book. He's reading
Like a chat book.
He's reading 20 love poems and a song of despair. I have a copy of 20 love poems and a song of despair that is about that size, and it's red and black. And it's like that's my new headcanon.
Oh,
I headcanon that Nursey is reading those poems out loud to the tree.
Oh my god. Or like E. Cummings poems about trees.
Oh
Or
my
just,
god.
like, only locally produced chapbooks written by obscure authors. Which is also a poetry. I was a poetry person in college, and that's like a thing.
Oh my lord. Derek Nurse, you struggle bus. One of my other favorite things about Nursey is in the extras where you find out that he like knocks a kid over with his hockey bag.
Yes. Oh my goodness. It's the funniest thing ever.
And
Oh
of
my
course, Jack again has to go up. Hello, I'm Jack, the captain of the Samuel men's hockey team. I'm very sorry we checked you with the hockey bag.
The cereal one is always so good too. Just the yo, and he like is he's about to spill that cereal on Dex.
Oh. Oh, and Dex has no well, I also believe that Nursey has no chill. It's all just a complete act. No chill whatsoever.
I headcanon Nurse is having pretty serious anxiety. And he pretends to be chill and that everything is super easy and he can handle anything because everything is impossibly difficult and he feels like he can't handle anything. But if he feels like he portrays to the world that he can handle things, then maybe it'll be true. It's like I whistle happy tune.
But back to the draw me like one of your French girls, Jack. Someone needs to draw Jack drawing Nursey like that because it's canon that Jack is good at drawing.
Yes, it
So,
is.
Someone needs to make it happen, please.
We're calling out to you, Wellies, to make this happen for us. Actually, you know what? Draw Jack drawing all of them like French girls. And then speaking French. Please do this for me.
Should he be naked?
Stephgetsthechop.
Oh my goodness. It's never going to end. I'm never going to get the end of this until I get it.
That's the point.
True. No, not naked. Like everybody is in like a pair of Levi's or something.
Or the shared freaking Samuel men's hockey underwear that everyone seems to own. They are red with white, with a white band, and Shitty and Jack and, oh god, one other character are seen wearing these like Samuel themed undies.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing. I mean,
I know for sure Shitty and Jack are seen wearing these undies. Jack is seen wearing them in the Hockey Shit with Ransom and Holster when they're talking about his
when they're
ass.
looking at him in the bathroom.
Yes, which is one of my favorite parts of all of Check Please.
Yes, the face
I
that
thought
Jack
they were
makes.
shorts, I guess. I thought they were really small shorts, like bitty shorts.
Like boxer briefs? I think they're boxer briefs. The other thing we wanted to talk about Dex and Nursey, besides how hard we ship them, which is a lot, so much, is what Hogwarts houses we would put them in. And this is just a little taste, because I believe potentially the Wellie will have an entire episode dedicated to all of our AU ideas and the various AUs we've seen. And inevitably we'll have to sort all of the SMH folk during that episode. So for just today, just Dex and Nursey, I think it's not a terrible idea to disclose our own house loyalties as the hosts. That might be important.
Good call.
Fair.
None of us want to start.
All right. Ondine here. I am a Slytherin.
Okay, I'm Steph, and I'm a Slytherin also.
I'm Kirsten, and I'm a Ravenclaw.
And I'm Elly. Shock and surprise, a proud Hufflepuff. Where are we going? Sorting hat. Let's do it.
Slytherin for both.
You want everyone to be in Slytherin.
Listen, okay? I have already sorted everyone, and I'm looking at my list now. It's Slytherin for both. I don't know how, but they are. Just trust me.
Completely disagree.
I want to hear this. Tell me where you put them, Ondine.
I think Nursey is a Hufflepuff.
Yes.
And I think that Dex is a Ravenclaw.
I think Dex is a Gryffindor.
Because of Ron.
No, not because of...
Not because he's a redhead.
Every redhead lives in Gryffindor, period.
Oh my god. Is there a Dex is actually a Weasley AU?
Dude,
Oh
I
my
swear,
gosh.
it's been talked about. I think that's why the big family thing happened, is because of Ron. I'm convinced.
My lord. No, I think he is a Gryffindor. He's really passionate and really fiery, and he has a temper. He's, we don't see him actually being any good at his homework, so I don't feel like he's a Ravenclaw. He doesn't strike me as someone who wants to read a ton. And we don't see him being particularly, besides working really hard to be on the hockey team, I don't see him as a super ambitious dude. But I do see him as brave as fuck, just getting out there and doing whatever he has to do what he wants.
And I don't see him as brave at all, because he seems really repressed and like he has a very difficult time dealing with talking to people about how he feels.
But that's scary.
Yeah, I agree.
That's partially why I headcanon him as Slytherin, because he has this dark side. I wouldn't call it maybe dark, but yeah, he has those suppressed feelings. And then also I feel like excuse me for my French, he'd really fuck someone up on the ice if they did something to someone on the team.
I love every single story of Dex freaking out when Nurse gets checked.
Yes.
There's at least 3 of them, and I have them all bookmarked because they are all beautiful.
Okay. I do want to still make the case for Ravenclaw. We know that he's not super... Okay, we don't see him doing a lot of schoolwork, but we do see him doing some schoolwork, which is more than I can say for pretty much everyone else except for Ransom and I guess Jack, in theory. And not only that, we know that his family is not well off. We know that he had to work really hard to get to Samwell. And then he got to Samwell, and if he just got to Samwell and he just wanted to play hockey, I don't think that he would have gotten a computer science degree. That takes a lot of work. Not that most degrees don't take a lot of work, but there are degrees where you can coast by with with a nice cozy C, that you can't do that with computer science. I feel like he cares a lot about learning and making a better life for himself. And that is why I headcanon him as Ravenclaw. Not because he's necessarily the smartest person, but because he cares about it.
Side note, I do think that out of all the houses, Ravenclaws do their homework the least, because they just would rather do something else. I don't know if that
They
makes
have
sense.
other books to read.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I love reading and stuff, but except for if it's for class.
So yeah, then as the self-proclaimed Ravenclaw over here, I totally respect that idea, Steph, of I will read anything and everything. I'm sitting in a room full of bookcases right now in my apartment, just throwing that out there. But the minute it comes time to do schoolwork, it's no.
I fully support Nursey as a Hufflepuff, by the way. I will welcome him into our house. And because I just think I think he's loyal and fluffy and ridiculous and clumsy. Not that we are all clumsy. Some of us are fantastic and graceful. Thank you very much. I will fight anyone who says mean things about Hufflepuff. Thanks very much.
Will you fall over your feet on your way to fight them?
Probably. But you know what? Okay, that, if nothing else, is why I can't.
I'll fight them for you.
Thank you. This is why I'm friends with Slytherins. I'm married to a Ravenclaw, so.
I saw this post about like a Hufflepuff and Slytherin friendship being the most terrifying combination ever, because if you mess with them, you're getting Slytherin people coming after you.
Or Hufflepuff people. Hufflepuffs are way more scary because Slytherins, like, you know that they're coming after you. Hufflepuffs are going to be sneaky about it and then really self-righteous about it. And if you were like a total jerk, Hufflepuff will kick your ass. Like, Slytherin is going to protect their own ass while they try and kick your ass. Hufflepuffs will be like, fuck it, I don't care.
That's right. If I lost all of my teeth defending someone I loved, I'd be like, whatever, I didn't need those teeth. Deal with it. Smoothies for the rest of my life. Justice has been done.
No, see, for me, I gotta look good while I kick someone's butt, so
Right.
that's why I'm Slytherin.
Because we're Slytherins.
Okay.
Okay, I can get behind, like, Dex not being a Ravenclaw. You've convinced me. But Nursey is still a Hufflepuff.
Yes, I think Nursey's a Hufflepuff. I also... his clumsiness is one of the reasons I have a little bit of trouble with polyfrogs. Because I'm like, dude, do you have any concept how much logistical work goes into a threesome?
Right? Oh my god. Never happen. Never happen. Also, Chowder is like...
Chowder is amazing on the ice, but I also feel like Chowder is a shark, and probably, like, if the ice is the water and the land is the land, Chowder off the ice is probably not super graceful. So I'm just picturing the three of them in bed and just like elbows and knees and everybody's feet in everybody's face, and Dex being just like, ah!
I mean, they're all grown hockey players, so they're huge.
Yeah. What bed are you going to have this threesome in? That is what I want to know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but like,
the twin XL dorm beds that freshmen get? No.
Okay, I have to say this about polyfrogs, though. I'm this close to making a Tumblr post about it. Teammates, this is a PSA. If you ship polyfrogs, which is awesome, I love seeing poly representation, it does not mean that Caitlin and Chowder need to break up. I do not know where this is coming from.
Thank you.
Besides a wild misunderstanding of how polyamory works.
I think it was just mainly popular before she was in the picture. I've definitely seen it like died down since Caitlin has arrived.
Which it doesn't even need to. Like, if you're already poly, then it makes perfect sense for Chowder and Farmer to be together, and for Dex and Nursey and Chowder to be together, and for that to be fine. Like, dudes, polyfidelity is great, but it's not super common in the wild.
Yeah. I mean, I think people like it because it seems so neat. And it's like, oh, look, we can just all love each other in a circle and it'll be great. But that's not normally how it works.
Every poly experience is different from every other poly experience, but that's not, it's just not what I've seen in the wild.
Yep, same. Also, Farmer's adorable and we should keep her around.
Right? Yeah. I'm so hesitant of any headcanons that involve like getting rid of female characters, mainly because we don't have a whole lot.
Don't have any.
Preach. Kirsten.
Yeah.
Preach.
Also because I love women, so in many ways, but also because I don't want them to be discounted here.
That's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So I will get down from my polyamory soapbox. Stop erasing Caitlin Farmer. It's okay. I will make a chart and upload it on my Tumblr and show you how it can work out. And it will be okay, you guys. I promise. All right?
Please do.
This is how you make a Hufflepuff angry, is you tell them not everybody can be in love at the same time.
We seriously have to have a whole episode about Chowder and Caitlin, though.
Yeah, I would love to see more of them. we were talking about having an entire episode about the women of Check Please.
Yes.
I think that's a thing that's going to have to happen for us.
And then, of course, a separate episode for Lardo alone as well. But
The Lardo episode is going to be so important.
Oh my gosh.
Is that the episode where I get the chop?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yeah.
You could be on Skype on your phone.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Steph.
Oh my god.
Hashtag Stephgetsthechop.
Oh my goodness.
Now you have to like live blog it for us. You're gonna have to take your phone and you're gonna have to record your emotions and thoughts. You're just gonna have to talk to us as you get your haircut.
Oh no.
Yep. It's gonna be the best segment we ever do.
It's going to be so beautiful. I'm so ready for it.
If I do get the chop, I will post pictures. But
Yes.
Yes. Also, you guys are really making me want to chop my hair off too now. This is the never-ending
do
battle of
it, do
trying
it,
to
do
grow
it,
it out.
do it. I don't want to be alone. Do it.
My hair is so ridiculous. You guys don't know what my hair looks like. I take that back because I'm like, oh my god. But no, I have
you
like
have a picture. You have curly,
yeah.
fluffy hair. It's
yes,
adorable.
I have like the giantiest curly hair, and it takes so long to grow. And I chopped it all off last year because I was angry, and now I'm trying to grow it back out.
It's so fluffy and cute. I love it.
Well, thank you. I love it too. It's just a pain in the butt.
I have fairly curly hair. It was not always curly. I didn't know it was curly, and then I cut off 1.5 feet of it, and then it was curly.
Nice.
I used to be able to sit on it. Now I can't. Because I cut it off so it was going to be like mid-back, and it's actually shoulder length because it curled up so much.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh, wow.
fluffy. It's super fluffy and adorable.
It's really fluffy.
I have the straightest, most Scandinavian hair in the universe, and that's my story. It's boring, but hey, it's all right. It's all right, team. All right. I know that all the wellies in the world are super excited about our beautiful hair. However, shall we talk just briefly about how I want to know how you think Dex and Nursey solved or patched rather their struggle, because we don't see it in the comic. Because
Can we go back 1 second? Because I don't think we actually decided what house Dex was in.
we just argued about it.
We decided he wasn't a Ravenclaw, which okay, I can get behind that.
He's also not a Hufflepuff.
Definitely not a Hufflepuff because he's like way too high strung. And like,
Hufflepuffs can have anxiety too. Thanks very much.
that's not what I mean.
I know.
don't.
Just setting the world, just letting the world know.
Yes, that's true. I just mean that he's like not. I don't think he decides something and then sticks to it and is like the most loyal kind of dude.
No, he's not a Hufflepuff.
No. So Slytherin or Gryffindor?
I'm with Steph on this one. I say Slytherin.
Yes.
I think Gryffindor.
I still think Gryffindor, but we have a split vote.
We're split. I guess we'll have to ask
We'll have to-
you wellies, message us and let us know. What do you think? Which house is he in?
Send us the hashtag.
Steph at the top.
We're never stopping.
Never.
Okay. All right. So, Wellies, hashtag Dex is a Slytherin, hashtag Dex is a Gryffindor. And you need to include hashtag Stephgetsthechop or else it doesn't count.
We're gonna get to 100 so quickly.
No, it has to be higher, guys. I'm so scared. I'm a baby.
Okay. So that's your fan homework, Wellies. Okay, how do they solve or what happens in between the Meet the Tadpoles and their roadie trip? Because on the roadie trip, you see them being affectionate with each other and talking to each other, and no one is yelling. What do you think happens?
They made out.
Okay.
Duh. I mean, that's what happened.
Do you guys have Huddle?
I have the first one. I'm waiting for the second one to come out on PDF.
That
I
is
do not.
So I am exactly like Steph. I'm waiting for the second Huddle on PDF. But in the first Huddle, there is definitely a picture of Nurse and Dex maybe kissing. So you go ahead and go to the site.
Go buy Huddle.
Go buy Huddle. You know Ngozi deserves this money, guys. Go purchase Huddle right now. And it's so worth it. So worth it. Go do it. Okay, that's my commercial and it's over.
Good talk.
Yeah.
I'm full of PSAs this time. It's learning time with Elly.
So besides making out, as much as I love the idea of everyone making out together, I mean, I think some of it would just literally come from being on it. This is so boring, but just come from being on a team together for a whole year. Like, you have to get used to people, you have to work with them, and eventually, as you learn more about people, usually your hatred will die down. Usually.
Yeah, I think they probably just, I mean, let's all just agree that they make out, because that's great. But,
Agreed.
Yeah, let's just agree on that. But I think they maybe realize that they don't hate each other as much as they thought they did, or that they had the wrong idea about each other, and just genuinely start doing fun things together and enjoying each other's company. Because Dex is probably hilarious and Nurse is probably really, really, really easy to make laugh. Don't you think?
Yes, I love that so much.
Yes. I bet he laughs and like falls over.
Oh yeah,
he's laughing too hard.
He's one of those people that tries to tell a joke and can't get through it because he's laughing too hard.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
I can just picture Dex having the worst jokes and just really enjoying telling jokes and no one ever laughs at them. And here comes Derek Nurse, human disaster, human tire fire, who just cannot stop laughing at his awful, awful dad jokes. And
Yeah,
Dex
and he's like wheezing.
on the floor, absolutely dead. And Dex just blushing so much. And they fall slightly in love the end. And make out the end.
Slightly?
Slightly.
Okay, double in love.
I don't know. I personally headcanon like the end of like a defining point or turning point in the relationship was definitely when they lost the playoffs, and Nursey's hand is on Dex's back after he threw his helmet.
Oh, Dex is shaking. He's so upset.
Yeah.
And Nursey's just looks so sad. And Oh, when I think about them losing the playoffs, that whole Biddy finding Jack on the loading dock and Dex throwing his helmet and just seeing like this tiny little picture of Holster with his head down. Oh my God, I can't.
The tears in Jack's eyes were too painful. It hurt so bad.
Oh, Jacques. So terrible. All right, do we have more we need to talk about for Dex and Nursey, my friends? Why do you ship Dex and Nursey?
Because everybody likes an opposites attract story.
That's so true, honestly. That's it right there.
And I love they've always been passionate about each other. You know, this isn't a love story where they're like, oh, who's that? Oh, maybe I'd like to get to know them. They have so many feelings about each other off the bat. Immediately there's the sexual tension. There's this hatred or love or whatever it grows into. And I just picture it being a whirlwind of fantastic excellence.
Yeah, and just the mere fact that they were introduced as a pair.
Yeah, as far as, getting... Because I've been watching these crazy, fantastic John Locke conspiracy videos. Question mark?
Yes.
Thanks, Undine.
You're
but as
welcome.
far as, like coding and everything goes, they're presented as a pair. They're always presented as a pair.
And Chowder totally ships them. And who doesn't want Chowder to have everything that he wants?
So true. And again, please pick up a copy of Huddle. In the picture where they might be kissing, Chowder may or may not be in the background of that picture. So you guys need to go check it out.
Is he watching?
I don't know. Go buy Huddle.
Oh
I
my
literally
God.
just bought Huddle while we were talking here, by the way, guys. Just so it's clear.
I love it.
Yes.
Oh my God. I found that picture, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hashtag Stephgetsthechop.
Oh, don't brand that.
I like the antagonism turning into something not antagonistic. It's a nice arc, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Jack and Biddy in that sense.
Yeah.
They're like a foil. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, fancy words.
Deep literary references. Oh my gosh.
Wait,
which
but
means they're gonna kiss.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but which one's Biddy and which one's Jack?
Oh, that's a good question. Dang it. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, all right?
I think they're too different to pick
Yeah,
one.
that's true.
Should we move on to Fic Recs, my friends?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do some Fic Recs. Dun 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 dun.
Woohoo.
Ooh. All right. So, as usual, we're going to have 5 fics, one that each of us has wrecked, and one that we feel is a standard fic that everybody should read for this ship. This is a more popular story that we feel you need to get in and read. As usual, our fics range from, general up to mature, and this has been a fair...
And too explicit.
And all the way up to extremely explicit. This has been a fairly explicit episode, but we will, in the show notes, tell you if you would like to skip the more explicit recs, how to skip them. So, Steph, I believe yours is first.
Okay, so mine is a Tumblr post yet again. This time from Chill Whiskey on Tumblr. Her Nursey Dex work is so good. I recommend it highly. And this fic is basically Nursey accidentally sent a sappy, pathetic, lovesick text to the group chat instead of to Lardo. And now everyone knows exactly who the redhead is that he mentioned. And so he's freaking out because maybe he can steal Dex's phone before he reads it. And then I'm not going to say what happens next, but it's really good because they're in the library. So, yeah.
Yeah, Chill Whiskey, we actually had to change some of our recs because we had multiple recs from Chill Whiskey. So we suggest, as a group, that you check them out on Tumblr. So there's a shout out for you.
Yeah, their stuff is great. I just recently read, I think Truth or Dare, they had one about recently, and it was amazing. So just go read all of them, all of their stuff.
Just go through the entire tag like I did one night.
Who sleeps, right? Psh.
Who needs to?
There's too much fan fiction to sleep. There's no need.
There's boys kissing. Who sleeps?
I generally like to try and rec something new or not super popular because I think that sometimes, we'll miss something and it's great. And, once it's not on the front page, sometimes it doesn't really get read enough. So this is pretty new. It's a series, actually. So I'm recking you 13 little ficlets. Well, some of them are longer, but most of them are 2,000-ish words or less. And it's Open All Night by Springsteen. Most of them are gen or teen. There is one that is mature, and that's part number 6. So if you don't want to read a more mature one, don't read part number 6. 2 of these are also shitty in Lardo, but the majority of them are Dex and Nursey, and they're just different imaginings of how they would get together. Some of them are alternate universe, some of them are not. I happen to really like, in particular, number 5, Sneak Peek, where Dex finds Nursey's journal, and he's going to read it, and Nursey freaks out. And then also, I really like number 11, Drop It Like It's Hot, where Nursey is a waiter, and he's very clumsy and drops a lot of stuff all over Dex.
I love that one too.
So yeah, go check this whole series out. It's really great. And there's a couple of shitty Lardo ones there for you, Steph, too.
Yes. I can't wait until we do that episode.
So the one that I wrecked is called Every Goddamn Moment by Tiptoe39, and we have declared this one explicit, which I am not going to argue with at all.
Well, they declared it explicit on AO3.
Did they? Okay, wait.
Yes.
Yes, they did, and it's lovely.
Okay, this is the explicit portion of our show.
Yes, note here. First of all, any setting that involves Halloween, like basically I'm in, because that is my favorite holiday in the world. So like all fan fictions that take place in Halloween are just immediately going to be read by me. But it involves Nursey trying to get Dex to dress up with him for Halloween and like do things together, and Dex is being kind of a jerk about it. But the whole thing is just really lovely. It's one of those like 5 times. Well, here the summary is 5 Halloween costumes Nursey wanted Dex to wear and one Dex actually agreed to. Also porn, which yeah, I love one of those like 5 times this and 1 time that sort of fix. So this one was really good.
5 plus 1s.
Yes, thank you. Those were the words I was looking for.
Who doesn't love a 5 plus 1? Also, they're super easy to write. It's just awesome. It's a great formula. Also, this fic is great. So this is another explicit one. My rec for this time around is called What You Actin' Shy For by Poindexter. It is in fact extremely explicit.
Yes.
It's maybe one of the most explicit things in this fandom, I would guess. I enjoy it for it carries through. Sometimes you read Nursey Dex fics and they just get along beautifully and any of their antagonism is gone, and I miss that. So in this fic, Nursey has Dex tied up and is, well, I'm going to use the word servicing him. And Dex, they haven't established,
just say milking.
Just say milking. They have an established safe word, which also, thank you for that, Poindexter. I really appreciate the use of safe words. Applause.
Safe, sane, consensual, or at least risk-aware consensual kink, people.
Right, please. If you have questions about this, PSA with Elly, please just ask me. Happy to help.
And don't follow 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my
Ever.
Lord,
Because
never.
literally everything that they do in 50 Shades of Grey is either really dangerous, really illegal, rape, or just, like, not pleasant. So don't do any of it.
No. Unless you have specifically talked it through with your partner,
right?
Have a safe word, please. Anyway, so in this particular fic, there is a safe word.
Yay!
It's a safe word, and they check in with each other, and I just really enjoyed it. So I'm bringing you some extremely not safe for work excellence right here with What You Actin' Shy For.
Yeah, this is great. This one is great.
And for our fic that we all enjoy and is a standard in the fandom, we've chosen Standing Right Outside My Door by Eleanor Lavish. It is mature.
That's the one that made me ship them. Like, honest to God, it took me reading that one to make it work.
And this one is about Nursey being alone at Christmas time, and Dex goes to get him, and the things that follow. It is endlessly precious.
Yeah, this is a great fic. And it seems really believable. And I really like that about it because, you know, some fics just go somewhere that doesn't, I mean, it may be lovely, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it could fit into the story that's being told right now. But this one fits so well.
And one of the perks is that it looks like it fits almost all of our Poindexter family headcanons that we discussed earlier. So
Yes,
it makes sense that we like it.
That too.
It so does. So those are our Fic Recs for this month. Many people sent us some Fic Recs, which is awesome. And we promise to read your Fic Recs. We do not, as of now, have a fan Fic Recs part of the show. But we love getting sent fan fiction. So keep on sending it. Wellies, we love it.
But we're definitely going to put up a post so that everybody can see all those recs because they're great stuff. And there's just so much great stuff out there. We had a hard time choosing what to rec.
As always, because there's just, you know, more than 2,000 excellent Check Please fanfics up on AO3 right now. And
I'm 83.
I've read a lot of them, but they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So that is Fic Recs for this month. Now we're going to move on to the wonderful world of real hockey. So we have one very important thing to say, and Steph is going to bring that one important thing to us. Steph?
Take it away, Steph.
This is super late, but I'm so proud of my Pittsburgh Penguins for winning the Stanley Cup. They're my favorite team, and I love them so much, so I'm just super proud of them. So go Pens.
Woo! We're throwing a small celly for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Well done. They hadn't won the cup yet when we recorded our first episode, so. All right, now is the time in our podcast where we talk about a recipe. We got a lot of excellent recommendations for flavors. Many people suggested we go with a spicy and sweet. We had a couple of suggestions for ginger snaps. Someone suggested chai. Someone else suggested matcha. So getting some of those hipster flavors in there. Someone else suggested sweet and sour chicken. I headcanon that Biddy can't cook, so...
Me too.
Cooking and baking are so different.
No, it's totally my headcanon that Biddy, like, bakes everything perfectly, and then every time he tries to actually cook anything, you know, he sets pans on fire.
So he makes a ton of chicken pot pies and biscuits and gravy and things like that because he can make savory cooking things, but actual cooking.
Their pies.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But probably the most common suggestion people sent us was salted caramel something. So we looked around and I ended up with a recipe for double chocolate salted caramel brownies. And on Friday, today is Sunday, and on Friday I set out to make this recipe. Now, the recipe that we're going to post includes instructions on how to make your own caramel. And if you have experience in the kitchen a candy thermometer, you should go ahead and do this. I did.
If you also have a fire extinguisher, preferably.
Never heard.
However, I am pretty experienced in the kitchen. I bake a lot. I have a whole, well, many of you have tasted the recipe that I converted with the maple cookies, but I managed to scorch my sugar and then managed to crystallize it. So I did end up with with very good, delicious caramel, but this recipe is temperamental, which only made me think it was more perfect for Dex and Nursey.
Truth.
So this recipe is for a very salty caramel brownie. The chocolate is deep and rich, and the caramel is delicious. You'll end up with a little bit of extra caramel because you're only going to use 3/4 of a cup in the actual brownie. I suggest drizzling the caramel over the top of the brownie when you're done, but only as you're serving it because you don't want your brownie to get mushy. These are very fudgy brownies already, and you don't want them to turn into sludge. They're a little temperamental. Do not be ashamed if you go to the store and buy a bunch of caramels and melt them down. That is perfectly fine, and we do not want anyone to be hurt or injured doing this. Melting sugar it can be dangerous, and if you melt sugar and don't do it the right way, you can carbonize it, which can be very bad. So please be careful with this recipe that we're sending you. So please try double chocolate salted caramel brownies. They are fantastic and very temperamental, sticky, sweet, gorgeous, messy, everything you need from a Nursey Dex recipe.
Also, don't stir your sugar too much.
Yeah. So quick tutorial on how to melt granulated sugar. You want to use a light colored pot and you want to put your sugar in. This recipe calls for a cup of sugar, and you want to leave it alone. If you leave it for too long, it will burn, and it will burn fast. However, if you stir it thinking that you can prevent it from burning, you will crystallize it and you will come out with sugar chunks, and then your caramel will be runny and not absorb that nice sweet flavor, and it also might turn the wrong color. You want to use that light colored pan so that you can see, because it'll be that same color that the sugar is. It'll be white, sort of clear, like simple syrup. And you want to take it off the heat and add the butter just as it's turning a little bit golden brown. You can try it if you want. Know that I am an experienced baker who owns a candy thermometer and managed to carbonize my sugar doing this. So
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I mean, unless you feel very comfortable.
yeah.
Melt some caramels down. Can we also talk about that? Caramel versus caramel.
We've had some fun conversations about accents and pronunciation of things. I try so hard on our podcast.
Yeah?
I try really hard on our podcast to keep my accent under control, but apparently it's still really obvious that I'm super duper Scandinavian and from the northern Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah.
You're not from far from me, Kirsten.
I'm from Chicago, though. We have our own accent.
Yeah, that's true. You've got a whole other thing going on.
We have a whole other set of issues, but also, yeah.
I rarely hear what I think of as a New York accent from Ondine, though.
And I'm from Brooklyn, too, so...
Right, I feel like
you would
I
expect me to have, like, a much thicker accent than I actually do. I mean, occasionally when I'm tired, there are words that I will say with an accent. Coffee, if I'm tired, or water instead of water with a T. All my T's turn into D's.
so precious.
And also, what is it? ENs tend to be INs, like instead of kitten, it's kitten. Kitten and mitten. Yeah. There are a lot of weird New York words, but I try very hard not to have any sort of accent. Yay, theater training.
That's probably what it is for you.
Yeah.
I just try to avoid using certain words that I know are going to come out ridiculous. So you'll probably never, except for right now, hear me talking about boats. Yeah. There's just a couple of words that come out really, really Scandinavian when I say them. So that is also true that when I am intoxicated or very sleepy, it gets more, the vowels start taking over. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Oh.
Oh my god. I feel like a sentence could start taking like an hour for you to say.
Hey, I'm not Southern. That thing is way more disruptive.
Right, speaking of Southern, caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel.
Interesting.
We're
Okay,
split.
so maybe it is a Midwest thing, Elly, then. Never mind.
Yeah, caramel. Caramel for me.
Definitely.
There is another A there, guys.
There's an S at the end of Illinois, but we don't say Illinois. So I'm totally about dropping letters if I need to.
Yeah, throw them away. Done with that.
And if it helps at all, Elly, the first time I ever made caramel, my caramel turned out fine, but I managed to start a pot holder on fire. So I don't know.
Okay,
No judgment.
That helps a little bit.
I set an apple pie on fire once because there was too much sugar and it sort of boiled over and it turned essentially into caramel and it burned in the oven.
Yep.
And it was on fire.
And scorched sugar smells so bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening to The Wellie, a Check Please fan podcast. Leave us a review on iTunes and find us on Tumblr at the-wellie-podcast to see links to our fic recommendations and recipes, and to send us requests, suggestions, and your Muma's best recipes. A huge thank you to TJ, who wrote our theme song, and special thanks to Ngozi for her excellent webcomic. See you next time, team.
I'm Steph.
I'm Kirsten.
I'm Ondine.
And I'm Elly.
And this has
been The Wellie.
I love how much of a disaster that
Should we do it again?
No, this is Nursey's episode. It has
Oh,
to be a
it's
disaster.
Chill, guys, chill.
Chill. We did not say chill enough in this episode.
is true.
Hashtag Stephgetsthechop.
Yes.
No.
rest of the podcast, we'll be like, so what do you think about Dex and Nursey? And I'll say, well, I think they're really good. Hashtag Stephgetsthechop. And I'm
Oh my goodness.
just going to throw it in. It's going to be great.
Every opportunity.
Mm-hmm. This is not going in our podcast.
It should go on our podcast.
No. This is in our separate Not Safe for Work podcast.
Someday we'll put out like a super
Wellie
cut of
after
like, yes, the Wellie after dark.
It's a super cut of all the inappropriate shit we've said in every of our podcasts.
Yes.
We put it up for Halloween.
Oh my God. No, it's a Christmas present to the
Yes.
Yes.
Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa present.
Dark the Wellie, show us your secrets.
Oh God, yes.
Oh my God.
It's the episode that I have to transcribe in a locked room somewhere because no one can hear it.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Lizzie would laugh. I can't. I'm dying. My heart.
Oh Lord. Yeah. No, I love that. So we'll have what, like 5 or 6 episodes by then? I'm gonna start keeping After Dark suggestions and we will release it as a special episode.